Hi everyone, it's Ron, and in today's video what I want to do is talk about a topic that comes up a lot in various Fiverr forums, etc. And that is, how do you get your first sales on Fiverr? If you're a new seller, how do you start the ball rolling? How do you get the momentum? How do you get that first sale? And the one thing I'll say about Fiverr is that getting that first sale is probably the toughest. The second, still a little tough. But after you start generating sales and you're doing a great job in delivering value to your customers, you're delivering on time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you're going to start getting more and more customers. It's going to be like a snowball rolling down a hill. Starts off small, but then it gets bigger as it goes down. So that's what's great about Fiverr. But you still have to get that first sale. So let's talk about probably the most obvious way, though it's probably the most direct in terms of sales, to getting your first Fiverr gig. Ask your friends and family. Go out, try to, if you're at a party, let people know what you're doing. Now, some of you may not be comfortable with that, but go out there, tell people what you're doing, shamelessly self-promote yourself. And if someone's interested, they could be your first buyer. Now, if you're not, that's not your thing, you don't want to, solicit that type of thing from friends and family, well, another way to do it is to use your Facebook account. I'm not talking about advertising on Facebook or groups. I'm talking about just your personal profile. To all of your friends, whether you have 50 or 1,000, just post something on Facebook to the effect of, you have a service and you're starting out, you would really appreciate it if someone needs the service, if they would buy from you. Here's the link, and then it goes out to all of your friends. You never know what can happen. The next one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is similar to Facebook. You can post messages, you can post your status updates, but it's more professionally minded, professionally oriented. So you would do the same thing there. Now, asking friends and family, I would say, is probably the best way to start. Another way is to use buyer requests. So in Fiverr, buyers are allowed to post requests for jobs. So someone, let's say if I were a small business owner who owned a lawn care company, I could post a request saying, I'm looking for a voiceover artist for my lawn care company, and then give details, etc. You have the option, the ability as a Fiverr seller to respond to those offers and put in your own offers of what you can do, that you can do that work for X amount of dollars. But what you want to do is you want to choose wisely. You only have about 10 buyer requests that you can respond to on a daily basis. So you want to choose wisely. You want to choose those who have a very detailed request. And the reason why is you're going to get a much higher quality buyer. If someone just writes, I need a voiceover artist, you want more detail than that. You're hoping the person will put, I have a lawn care company, this is the goal, this is what I want to do, it's about 300 words, blah, 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 blah. You want to choose those buyers who put more information and more detail in their requests. So choose wisely. And then what you want to do is write a convincing response. What you do not want to do, you don't want to respond back saying, hi, here's a link to my gig, I'd love to work with you. You want to give a detailed response, such as why that person should hire you, the cost, how much is it going to cost. You can respond with more information. So if someone doesn't provide a script, if you're a voiceover artist, you could say, would you kindly provide a script or what have you. But you want to write a convincing response, and you want to be detailed. You want to give that person a reason for hiring you. Use the maximum allowed each day. So what you want to do is, if you have 10 maximum, use all 10. You need to start getting sales. I don't know how the Fiverr algorithm works, but most people I talk to is once you start getting those sales, so you want to use the maximum allowed. So let's go ahead to the next idea. Now, this could stir some controversy. You can go to your competitors. So if you're a voiceover artist, you could go to one of your competitors, go down to their reviews, and you'll see the username of that person. Then you can contact that user and sell your services. Now, it sounds spammy, and some would say any unsolicited message on Fiverr that has a buy me message is spammy. But you want to find a frequent buyer. That's the first rule. So after you want to do this, and I would say use this as a last resort. I kind of have this in the middle, but find a frequent buyer. So if you go to a voiceover artist who seems to be, there's one particular customer this person has, then contact that person, and what you want to do is you don't want to sound spammy, and be casual and not pushy. You can say, hi, my name is Jeff. I just started my Fiverr business, and I see that you're a customer of so-and-so, and if you ever want a new voiceover artist, or if you're looking for a little bit of a diverse type of voiceover, then please give me a try. Here's a link to my gig. I think you'll be really pleased. Thanks, have a great day. Casual, non-pushy, and if the person writes back and says, please stop spamming me, just apologize. Just say, hi, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd offer my services since you were a frequent buyer. Have a great day. Don't get into verbal jabs with the person or anything like that. The next thing is no more than 3 of these per day. First of all, Fiverr has an algorithm where if you send too many unsolicited messages to users, it's going to pop up with some sort of message where it's going to pop up in their algorithm and you could get a strike against your account. The other thing is, if you're doing 3 a day, the likelihood of someone reporting you is going to be less than if you were doing 10, 15, 20 a day. It's just the law of numbers. So controversial, I wouldn't say you would start with this, but I would say if you're at your wit's end, at the last resort, maybe this is something you want to try. So, but just be careful. Okay, so offer referral incentives. So for instance, when you're first starting specifically, offer referral incentives. So once you get that first buyer, that second buyer, that third buyer, make sure you put in, when you deliver your final service, when you actually hit that deliver button, make sure you put in there something about, if you refer someone who might want my services here on Fiverr, I'll give you whatever it is, a free voiceover of 150 words, or free rush delivery, or whatever you think would be the best way to incentivize a buyer to refer you to other buyers. Offer more. Add value-added services for free. And for instance, here's a good example for me. I do video spokesperson services, I guess you could call it. So I'm a video spokesperson, and when I first started, most of the time it was $5 for 40 words, which is great, $5 for 40 words. But for most of my competitors, to put a logo off to the side, it was $10. So what I did was I offered free. So why would anyone hire a new seller like myself when they could hire a top-rated seller who has reviews upon reviews, 5-star reviews? Well, you're going to offer something that they don't. And so think about what you can offer for free that will incentivize a buyer to buy your service. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so low price point. I don't suggest this. This is probably, I don't like this idea, but if you're, again, at your wit's end, maybe this is one of the last strategies. To give a buyer a reason for choosing you over someone who has a reputation on Fiverr, a top-rated seller, even a second-level seller, again, you have to do something that incentivizes them. So one way to do it is to lower your price point. So in my case, being a spokesperson, I do everything based on number of words. So $5 for 40 words. If I were just starting, I didn't do this, but if I were just starting, maybe I would say $5 for 80 words for maybe the first month I was there, just to get the ball rolling, and then bring up your price to something normal. Again, it might be something down the line because you don't want to play the low quality, low price game. You will always want to stay high quality. And to me, a certain level of quality demands a certain level of price. But in the beginning, this is a strategy you can use. Have video. I'll stress this in probably every single video I create. Always have a video. You must have a video. So have a video in your profile. Videos convert. I think Fiverr even says 220% more likely to get a sale if you have a video. And the number of buyers, the number of sellers that don't have a video is incredible. So even if your gig has nothing to do with videos, so if you're a resume writer, still have a video. Either yourself on camera, hire someone to be on camera to advertise your services, or hire someone on Fiverr to do one of those, writing gigs or one of those animation videos or something like that. This is probably one of the most important things you need to have. Have a well-written, grammatically correct, error-free spelling description. Error-free spelling. Spelling-free error? Anyway, make sure it's spell corrected. Everything's spelled correctly. You want to make sure that you have a well-written description. I could probably do a whole nother video on the description alone, which I might do, but make sure it's grammatically correct. It's written in good English. It's spelled correctly, because as a small business owner myself and others, people get turned off, as fair or unfair as it is. If you have broken English or what have you, that could cost you a sale. And so what I would suggest, if you're a non-native English speaker, I would suggest hiring someone, do your description yourself first, and then hire someone on Fiverr to proofread it and make it sound great. So that's one of the things, it's one of the top things I would suggest. Now here's another one. It's an outside the box idea, and I've done it and actually have gotten business, though I don't use it a lot because it does take time and the payoff wasn't that great. But again, you're trying to build momentum. Go to Craigslist. There's a gig section where you can post what you do. And so you can say, hi, you know, this is the service I provide, here's a link, blah, blah, and you can do that. So you can advertise your service on Craigslist, and what'll happen is the person, and I don't know if they allow links. If they don't allow links, then what you can do is, it's simple. You just, you know, there's, when you do that on Craigslist, you post I guess an advertisement on Craigslist, the person who's interested will click the email button or reply, and then they'll send you an email asking more questions about it. And then from that point, you could give them some more information and a link to your Fiverr gig. The other way to do it is to barter. Now, I'm not talking about gig exchanges. I think that's against the terms of service. Basically, it's like, I pay you $5 to buy my $5. I'm sorry, I'll give you $5 to buy my gig, and then you'll rate me high. Don't do that. What this is a little different. Find a service that you genuinely want to use and barter. So let's say if you need a voiceover, contact a person, maybe a brand new seller. If you're a brand new seller, work together with everybody and find a service that you need, contact the seller and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm a brand new seller as well, I see you're level 1 or you're a new seller. Would you want to barter services? You know, I need a voiceover, here's the script. Would you be interested if I bought your services if you bought my service? So it's an exchange. It's something, make sure your intentions there are true and good. You're not paying somebody to review. You actually need this service, so you're just wondering if they would want to barter with you. So try that. And again, be casual and not pushy, and don't be spammy. And don't do this more than 3 times per day. The more times you do it, again, you could sound spammy, you'll throw off Fiverr's algorithm, etc. So that's it. That was a lot of stuff thrown at you. I'm running about almost 15 minutes. Wow, sorry about that. But take action and keep at it. That's the secret to this. Follow all of those steps, or follow one of them and really focus on it. And that's probably the best way. Focus on one of those and really go at it. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Hopefully it added a lot of value, and I'll see you in the next video.